Hello, everybody. Astrid here. I know most of you guys are used to seeing me here and talking about wrestling most of the time, but I figured I would take this opportunity to do something a little bit different. Aside from being a wrestling fan, I'm a horror fan too. One of my favorite like horror movies, is Scream. All the Scream movies, I love all of them. To be honest, I love my Ghostface merch I can get. So to do something a little bit different, I wanted to react to the Scream trailer. So I'm going to give you just my initial thoughts based on what I see in the trailer. Bobby and I will definitely be discussing a little bit later. We definitely want to give our predictions to what the movie's going to be like, and to give our like post review once the movie comes out.
You got a problem here, guy?
I had this secret. There's a darkness inside of me. It followed me here. And it's gonna keep coming for us. We share a certain history. This isn't like any other Ghostface. What is this place? A shrine. We've got to lure him in. We execute him. Hello.
Let's play a game.
You know you're like the 10th guy to try this, right? It never works out for the dipshit in the mask.
Maybe. But there's never been one like me, Gail. I'm something different.
That's why I'm gonna shoot you in the head. You want me. So let's finish this.
Guys?
Oh my gosh. But here, we just watched the trailer, but I definitely want to show you guys what I thought about it now. So I'm excited for this. So let's get to it. Let me put here, we have our screen here. I wanted to go back to the beginning, this part. I think this scene is particularly very interesting at initial thoughts, because I'm used to like the Ghostface always having a list of the people they want to go after. So it feels strange for, I know that the Ghostface himself or herself is chasing the sisters, but at the same time, it's interesting to see the Ghostface killing other people that were not on his list. If you can see at the beginning part here, we have
You got a problem here, guy?
one here. And then second victim here. And I feel like I know it doesn't happen really often to have Ghostface use any guns, anything like that. So it's super interesting to see as well, especially a gun like this, a shotgun. So it's pretty interesting to see this. I never thought that would happen. I feel like we've only seen like just maybe one guns, maybe it's once or twice. I know it hasn't been that often, but it's interesting to see not only a shotgun, but seeing it in public too. I feel like it's usually having Ghostface with the victim. It's not often that you see other people, or like it. I know it's not broad daylight per se, but it's more like in public. It seems like going to a bodega this way, because I feel like being in New York, the streets are so crowded that it's weird to see somebody going running and then Ghostface running after them, and then nobody does anything, and especially in New York City. So I thought that was interesting as well, with the setting.
I had this secret. There's a darkness inside of me.
Another detail to it is seen here, like the Ghostface mask itself is one that's really worn out. So I feel like this could be from one of the original killers, maybe especially going after her, that it could be maybe somebody that admires or is related to Billy in a certain way, because seeing here how it definitely looks like it looks like the original.
It followed me here. And it's gonna keep coming for us. We share a certain history.
This particular part here,
We share.
seeing Kirby here,
We,
by the way she's dressed and the city in the background too, looks like she's a cop. So I think it's interesting to think about, like, she went from winning Woodsboro to being in New York City as a cop here too.
share a certain history. This isn't.
There's another thing that also draws my attention is that I feel like it goes back to Scream 5, thinking back of how they were talking about the forums and the fans being mad about the stab movies, and talking on Reddit and being like in message boards just talking about the movies. So this feels to me like somebody being proud of being a Ghostface fan. So I feel like it goes back to that aspect of the movie, of like the fans being upset with how some of the movies came about.
Any other Ghostface. What is this place? A shrine.
This is another scene that was particularly interesting. I want to go back a little bit here when they come in here. As you see, it looks very dark at first, but once they turn on the lights, there's particular parts here. Some people have taken stills of it, which are I love to see. It's just like different parts of like the movies. It looks like the victims, and like this is from Scream 2, from the college. Definitely one of the Woodsboro cops here. I forgot who had the outfit particularly. Somebody said Olivia from Scream 4. So the shrine aspect also reminds me of that, of like this is a fan for sure. Going back, and the stills I've seen, it just shows pinpointing evidence from Scream 1 all the way to Scream 5, and just like things that you never thought you could see. Um, in this particular scene, this part. So we have here, this is Emma Roberts' outfit from Scream 4. This is also Tatum's outfit from Scream 1. And these are the ones that I can pinpoint based on the still. This one here is the robe that Matthew Lillard was wearing on Scream 1 for towards the ending of the party. This also, the background here goes back to Scream 2 and the college. One particular part which I thought was interesting was here with the costumes. I thought this would be in order. To be honest, I was thinking Billy and Stu, and going all the way down here to um, Screen 5, but in the middle, somebody took a zoomed out picture here, and you can see a little bit of it here. This one's Billy. I thought Billy would have been on the left, so counting down all the killers, I thought Roman was the one in the middle. But I think it's pretty interesting seeing not only is Billy in the middle being like the original Ghostface, but he's also in a glass case, so it's very protective over Billy compared to the other ones, which I thought was very detailing of it as well. I can think it was Roman just because I think of the timeline. Roman is the one that influenced Billions too, so to me, Roman can also be counted as the original Ghostface. But when it comes to the movie itself, the people that had the costume first were Billions too. But being it's interesting to see that Billy's the one getting highlighted here compared to Billy and Stu together. And people are taking stills of it. I don't think you can see much of it here, but they're not really in order. So I thought this was interesting because it looks more like a fan admiring and getting evidence from all the crime scenes and all the victims, and just admiring all the costumes and all the people that were Ghostface before.
Lure him in. We execute him.
Another thing that I noticed too is like they said we execute him. Had they not counted how many women have been to Ghostface at this point? You know, we had Billy's mom in Scream 2, we had Emma Roberts in Scream 4, and then we had one in Scream 5 too. I keep always forgetting her name. But it's just interesting to see how people always default to him, even though there have been a few hers already at this point.
Hello.
Another thing that somebody pointed out to me, watching this part of it, is when I think about it back, Gail has only had one phone call before, and that was in Scream 2. But that phone call was interrupted when Randy's the one that answered her phone. So this is only her second phone call. And usually, as we know by Ghostface, whenever he calls the victim, he's definitely going to kill them. So it's interesting to think about it in this aspect. Like this scene alone makes me think like probably Gail dies here because this is her call when before she dies, which is something that we see as a tradition for Ghostface. So it's interesting seeing like along the 5 movies, she's only gotten two phone calls, and one of them got interrupted, which originally was supposed to be her death, and it really wasn't because Randy got killed instead.
Let's play a game.
You know you're like the 10th guy to try this, right?
I think this was interesting as well. She said the 10th guy, and I ended up counting it. We had two killers for Scream 1, we had two for Scream 2, we have one from Scream 3, two for Scream 4, two for Scream 5. So we're going now to the 10th killer, ironically. So I like that even in this scenario of like this could be her last couple of moments, she has it very accurately. This is the 10th Ghostface.
It never works out for the dipshit in the mask.
Maybe. But there's never been one like me, Gail. I'm something different.
That's why I'm gonna shoot you in the head.
That also like little background of like the ghost face kind of blinking. It reminds me back of like the mural that we had of what's your favorite scary movie with the ghost face. So going back to the fan as well. In this particular scene, I think it's interesting the way they're escaping because there's a lot of them escaping the apartment. I would guess at this point.
Want me? So let's.
I think the timing of this is really interesting. Seeing here how she has a head tilt going on like this, and then Ghostface does it a couple of seconds later. If you want to watch it back here, see,
You want me?
we have her
So
tilting
let's
the head,
finish
and then
this.
Ghostface doing it right after her. And another aspect here, see if I can stop it right when it happens. Here, Tara's face. I think it's just her facial expression is really interesting here because it doesn't seem like somebody who's really escaping or anybody that's in trouble. It kind of gives you like that evil grin that you kind of seen before. So I think her facial expression here really draws my attention. I'm interested to see what happens in this particular scene. We go back here. I don't know who he's gonna be, but he's also here in the shrine. I'm guessing this is also reminding me of Scream 2 and that scene of where they're in their studio and Sarah Darling's gonna get killed, and there's a bunch of like Ghostface um outfits in there, like they have as backup for the movie as they're filming it. This reminds me of that scene. Like you never know where the Ghostface is gonna come from, so I think it just reminds me of that. What as a first glance.
Guys?
This goes back again to my earlier point of like when I think about it, it doesn't feel usual that Ghostface is in like public place like this of like there's so many people and like having a crowd there. I've usually when there's a party somebody dies, but like the rest of people only see it when it's done. It's like they don't see it while it's happening. So it's particularly interesting with that setting in New York City here. Sometimes I wonder if this particular scene is just like a dream sequence. Just thinking back of maybe she's in the subway, she sees all the ghost face, and it makes her think back of what happened, and that's what she sees. Because it feels weird of like there's a group of them here, and only she would get attacked. I wouldn't know why it would be just particularly her. Yeah, super interesting. I am definitely looking forward to see what happens in the movie. I'm so excited. It's definitely gonna be like a birthday present to me having it in my birthday month of March. But yeah, looking forward to this and just I've seen the trailer so many times. Why not try to pinpoint things here and there? Definitely the shrine. I think is the part that I get highlighted the most to me, seeing that with all the costumes and the evidence and different things like not only the outfits that some of the victims were wearing, but some of the evidence bags and everything. So how does a fan get access to this? And it's like when usually the police has stuff like this after the murder happens. So definitely like intriguing at this point, at this aspect and point of view. But yeah, I'm really excited for the movie. Yeah, if anything, let me know in the comments if there's anything that I missed that you wanted to discuss, or anything else that you think, or like anything that you're thinking will happen in the movie, or anything interesting in the trailer that you saw as well that I may have missed, because I would like to see other people's point of view. And as I said before, you're definitely gonna see me and Bobby discuss this movie when it comes out. So we're gonna have a, pre-movie review and a post-movie review, because we definitely want to see it, both aspects of it. If our mind changes or what we predicted, and kind of like fantasy book it in a way, based on what we see in the trailer and what we heard so far. So yeah, looking forward to that. I want to thank everybody for watching, and yeah, just keep subscribing to our local establishments and check out everything we have, because we have so much going on. You never know what you're gonna find. But thank you for spending your time with me and just enjoying the screen trailer as I did.